Hey, it's sandwich night. I love sandwich night. We're going to have some Reubens tonight. Have you ever had a Reuben? Do you even know what a Reuben is? They're delicious. They're different. They have corned beef on them. If you've never had corned beef before, go by the deli in your grocery store or at Walmart and ask them to let you sample the corned beef. Because it's a little different. It's a lot like roast beef. It's got a little different flavor to it, but you'll really like it. And I was kind of scared of it at first. I don't know why. I just pictured it as being something different and tasting different, but it's so good, so good. A Reuben has corned beef. It has sauerkraut, which gives it that little tangy taste. Swiss cheese and Thousand Island dressing, and you serve it on a rye bread. It's so good. See how big they are too. It's a big sandwich. I have my sauerkraut draining in my sink. I washed it with water because I don't want all that salt, and it's a little strong for me. So I wash it. But this is the brand that I bought. Got this at Walmart. It's very inexpensive. And we're not even using a fourth of it for tonight. For 2 sandwiches. So that's what we're going to have. I made some homemade French onion dip. We're going to have chips and sandwiches for supper. I love to cook, but I like a night off every once in a while. I'm on the back end of COVID too, so I'm a little tired. We have to make our own homemade Thousand Island dressing. Not just for Reubens, but for your salads. It's so good and it's so easy. So I'm going to show you how to do that first, okay? We're going to need mayonnaise, and I like good old Duke's. We'll need sweet salad cubes, sweet, pickle cubes, garlic powder, and ketchup, okay? And I've told you before, I shake, I spoon, I taste. So I'm doing this in measuring cups tonight. So you'll probably see me adding some things because I guessed at my measurements, but we can tweak that. So we'll get started with our Thousand Island dressing, and then we'll make our sandwiches. Okay, here we go. Okay. Sorry, my camera's giving me a little trouble. There we go. Okay. What we have here is I have 1 cup of mayonnaise. Thousand Island dressing used to be the only dressing that I ever ate before I was introduced to ranch on a salad, and we love it. And we just always bought Kraft or Wishbone Thousand Island dressing until I kind of figured out what was in it. I don't know that this is what's in what you buy in the store, but this is the best I can figure. Next, we're going to add our pickles, and this is 1/4 of a cup of the pickles, and you see I've got some juice in there. Mix that up. Oh, and I forgot one ingredient. That's black pepper. I'll grab it. And that's an important ingredient because we use a lot of it. Okay, can you see how that looks? You can see the pickles all in the mayonnaise. And here's where we may have to tweak it a little bit. I've got 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. You really want it to have that good garlic flavor. I make this a lot at church for our Wednesday night meals because everybody loves it for their salads, of course, but also to dip their chicken in. Some people tell me that they thought that it was the Zaxby's sauce, that it tasted just like that. So I'll make this a lot. Okay, next is ketchup, and we will have to see if we need to add more ketchup to it. Oh, and this was a half a cup. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to have more ketchup. It's gonna be too light. And this is making a lot, but this will hold in your refrigerator for a while. Just put it in a glass jar with a good lid, and it will last. Let me grab my pepper. And I'm using the coarse black pepper. It's probably a half teaspoon. So if you were making this just for the Reubens, you don't need near this much. But like I said, we eat it on salads and dip sandwiches, other sandwiches in it. It's great on a hamburger. Do you ever remember Hardee's a long time ago, if you're as old as I am? There used to be a sandwich called the Husky. It was a hamburger and it had Thousand Island dressing on it. It was so good. Okay, let's taste it. I think it needs more ketchup. So let's see how I want to do this. I'll start with another tablespoon. Yeah, it's looking better. Yep. That's it. Okay. You have made Thousand Island dressing. If you have guests over and you're having salads or sandwiches, everybody knows how to make ranch. You just follow directions on the package. If you want to really impress people, make some Thousand Island. So write this recipe down, save it, because you will want to make it again, I'm sure. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to start making our sandwiches, putting those together. So I'll be back with you in just a minute. Let me get everything together. Okay, I'm back. We're ready to start making our sandwiches. I have 2 skillets on my range right now. I have one that has 2 tablespoons of butter in it on low, just heating up the cast iron skillet. And then I also have one that we're going to use to heat our meat and our cheese and our sauerkraut. So here are our ingredients for our Reuben sandwich. In the skillet, I'm having trouble with my camera tonight. In the skillet that we're going to be heating our meat and cheese and sauerkraut up in, I've got just probably a tablespoon of avocado oil. And that, like I said, it's just heating up really slow. I'm just going to move it around a little bit. And I bumped it up just a little bit. This is your corned beef. See, it looks like a really rare roast beef. And we don't want to cook this. We want to just heat it up so that our sandwiches are good and warm, okay? And then we're going to do the same with the sauerkraut, just heat it up. We're going to do all this in the same pan, and then we'll put our cheese on our hot meat. I bought 1 pound, half pound of corned beef, which is plenty for us. Some people like their sandwiches really, I mean, they'll be like this thick. It all depends on what you like, how big of a sandwich you want. But like I said, this is a half pound for both of us. So next I'll be moving over and getting this in the pan. Okay, so we've got our pan here with our little bit of avocado oil. And first thing I'm going to put in is our sauerkraut. And I can tell I've got my oil too hot. So I'm going to push that to the side for just a second. We'll let it cool up a little bit. I'm probably not even going to have to turn that burner back on. I let it sit too long. So we're just heating that up. Now we're going to put in our corned beef. Turn it back on now. Not near as high as I had it a minute ago. That oil heated up fast. All right. So I'm just gonna move this around in here until it heats up. Like I said, we're not gonna cook it. We just wanna heat it up really good. And as you can see over here, I've got my butter and my skillet over here getting hot, ready to toast my sandwiches. I'm gonna turn it off or I'm gonna have the same mess I had a minute ago. It's gonna be too hot. I don't wanna burn my sandwiches up. Heats up a lot faster than it cools off. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with my rye bread. And we need to get it ready to go in the pan. I'm just going to use a spoon. I'm just going to spread you. I've got my room temperature butter. Do you keep your butter out on the counter? That's what you're supposed to do for things like this. Just leave it right out there on the counter in a cute little butter dish. I don't keep much out, but I do keep enough for toast or to toast a sandwich. Luke loves, my grandson, he loves toasted cheese sandwiches. Alright, so I've just put the butter on one side, okay? So that'll be ready. Now I'm going to go back and check our meat. Okay, it's coming along. It's good and hot, but it's not, I don't want it cooked. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this in half since I'm making 2 sandwiches. But it won't be exact. To get it in the shape of my rye bread. You noticed it was kind of an oblong shape. See? Now I'm going to lay my Swiss cheese on top. Not for long. Just so it'll start melting up. Turn my butter back on over here. I just want my cheese to melt really good on this sandwich. And sometimes just toasting doesn't work. Now I've got my bread. And I'm putting this on the side of the bread that I did not put the butter on, okay? The opposite piece of bread. Put the sauerkraut on. Wow. I used 2 pieces of Swiss cheese. You may want more. Now we're going to move back. Be right back. Okay, now I have my sandwiches put together here. Now I'm going to take my Thousand Island. Put a gracious amount. On here because you really want to be able to taste that. Butter side up. I've already put it on this one. So next we're going to move back to the second pan. I have my pan here on medium, just my butter. Now I'm ready to add my sandwiches. I'm putting the side down that doesn't have butter on it. Now I have a press. What this is going to do is just press it down and help hold that heat so that all of that deliciousness starts kind of running together, blending. You just want to toast these. I hear them popping. Check them. Oh, yes. Just a minute more. This is a really neat little thing. You can use these for hamburgers, for your sandwiches. They work really good. Now when you flip these, you're already going to have your butter on your bread, so you don't have to add more butter. You know, sometimes when you add more butter, it'll burn. You won't have to worry about that. Check this one. Oh yes, I'm going to go ahead and flip them. Isn't that pretty? Be careful though, see I'm about to lose some of that one. Back up in there. There we go. Won't be long. Okay, I'm gonna let these finish cooking on this side, and I'm gonna get our plate ready. So I'll be back in just a minute and you can see the sandwiches. Okay, here's our sandwiches. I've got my chips on my plate. I have some French onion dip for our chips, and I have extra Thousand Island dressing because we like to dip our sandwich in that too. So let's cut them open and get them on the plates. Doesn't that look delicious? Look at that melted Swiss, that meat, sauerkraut. It's gonna be so good. There's our little simple supper tonight. So, next time it's sandwich night at your house, think about a Reuben. I think everybody will like it. Kids, maybe not, but most adults like them. And remember that Thousand Island recipe. That's something to have for other recipes too. I love you. I enjoy cooking with you. Please share my videos, make comments, send me pictures. I love it. I love seeing all your things. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And I'll see you next time.